What's going on, YouTube? This your boy, ThatGuyNamedJay, coming at you, checking in with another video. First of all, I want to thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere else. No one else. LaShawn saying, never mind. You don't have to watch these videos, but you do, and I appreciate you. So if you, before you go ahead and get into this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. I appreciate you. I got to be more respectful to my subscribers and show appreciation. That's what they're telling me in the comments. So, you know, I'm not that big where I don't look at my comments, so I just want to let y'all know I love y'all, like real talk, you know what I mean? All y'all, trolls and everything, I love all y'all, you know what I mean? Content. But anyways, let's get into this video, man. So let's check this. I watched Guilty's live feed. I didn't watch the entire 4.5 double feature length of the live feed, but I did see a good portion of it. And you know, it was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? All the jokes, you know, me in the tight shirt, and you know, the picture of me and my son, and I guess he had his family coming up there getting on me. Hey, man, hey, bro, I promise you ain't a fat joke I ain't heard in this world. I guarantee you it ain't a fat joke I ain't heard, dog. So well done. Great content. But he touched on something on a more serious note that I want to respond to. I'm not going to respond to the BS because it just wasn't, you know, worth responding to, because, again, I've heard all that before. But I do want to respond to the notion that he spoke on about the notion that he responded to, sorry, text message came across, about when he brought his daughter up there, beautiful angel, he brought up there, Princess, I believe she was 8 years old, and I don't know whether they had talked about it before they did the video, but you know, they spoke on, like, she likes him being home, so it was more so, as much as we talk about it, the local versus OTR discussion, and how it affects your parenthood, you know what I'm saying, as a truck driver being away from home versus a truck driver being home. And I just wanted to respond to that, you know what I'm saying? So I can only explain my thought process of why I'm doing what I'm doing, even though I've been inconsistent. So it's probably kind of hard to hear it from me, but I'm gonna say it anyways. You guys probably gonna watch, you're gonna disagree, you're gonna agree, you're gonna do whatever. It's all good, it's all love. I'm gonna be open to you guys' opinion on this one. You know what I'm saying? I really am. My thought process is this, and I'm gonna be on them, put it up front. I got most of this from King D-Rock. Just call a spade, okay? Just be honest. He got it from Trucker Brown, so in turn I probably got it from Trucker Brown too. Alright? Guilty, don't get mad at me because I said Trucker Brown name, please, man. Like, get past that. Let's get past that. So here's my thought process. I just feel like, for me, I feel like what I'm trying to do long term with the businesses that I'm trying to create, the things that I'm trying to do through trucking and outside of trucking, I just came to the realization that sacrificing this time away from my son is worth it. And I always knew. And see, the thing that messes up my argument, which makes it seem like a contradiction, is because I went home for 7 months, you know, lying to myself. Like, you know what, man, I could do this and be home and do this and this. But as I discussed in a previous video, it ain't enough hours in the day, man. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. I mean, if you have found a way to balance life locally, working 12 to 14 hours a day, and still able to do all the things that I'm trying to do, as far as like improving myself and, you know, trying to manage a business, create a business, things to that nature, please put the gems for me in the comment section so maybe I can reconsider, because I just didn't feel like it was enough time to do everything that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just easier, OTR, for me to build a business. I'm not saying it's better, it's just easier. And then for me personally, and this is me, this is 27-year-old Jay talking about what's best for 27-year-old Jay. Not, you know, Guilty, not D-Raj, not Trucker Brown, not the Wright brother, not Party Hard. I'm name dropping all over. Let me pick these names up off the floor. God, dog. But like, it's so many distractions at the crib for me to still be as young as I am. I ain't using that as an excuse, but I'm just calling space speed. Like, being out here keeps me more focused. Keeps me focused on my goals, because I don't want to be out here forever. And see, that's the thing. When you hear people say OTR, I think people automatically assume, oh, he trying to be out there for about 15, 20. No, sir. Absolutely not. No, sir. Like, the way I see it, if I can stay consistent, which is the biggest part of all this, which is why my credibility is shot right now anyways. If I can stay consistent with the things that I'm trying to do, pay off my debt, get one truck, get good with, maybe get 2 trucks, 3 trucks, who knows, maybe invest in a real estate company, maybe invest in a group home, maybe take my YouTube to the next level, maybe start making t-shirts, maybe turn this into a production company, like things like that. If I can stay consistent enough with this, that is, as D-Raj put it, a doorway to other opportunities, then by the time my son is Guilty's daughter's age, which I believe was 8, which is 5 years from now for me, I can be home. Excuse me, I hit the high-pitched voice. I can be home. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the guy, and this is speaking more to the lifestyle that I want to live that everyone keeps asking me about. I want to be the guy who doesn't have an assigned job to go to, but still is home and has like responsibilities. Okay, I'm gonna check on this business. I got this corner store. I got this laundromat. I got this restaurant. I want to be that guy. But I want to be able to basically make my own schedule. I don't want to be limited to a schedule that is given to me by my employer. I want to be that work from home, make your own hours, entrepreneur type thing, type situation. That's what I'm chasing. Now, is that going to be through trucking, whatever? Like I said, all the opportunities I just named, who knows? Who knows what happens in the next 5 years? But I just feel like the time that I'm missing away from my son now won't be as important as when he gets to like Guilty's daughter's age, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and especially from 13 on up when it comes to going from a teen to a man. Those are the times that, because I feel like while a child is as young as my son is, these are the years for the mother. It's the nurturing, the baby, and all that. But when it comes time to become a man, I miss my father most. As someone who grew up without a father, I miss my father most in my adult life. Way more than I ever did. When I was a kid, I really, you know, my father died when I was in 7th grade, right? And I cried then, it hurt. You know, it bothered me over the years, but I didn't really start really missing that presence until I got into my 16, 17, 18. That's when it was just like, damn, man, you know, it would be nice to know the father perspective of this, the male perspective, because I just had my mom, and don't get me wrong, my mom did an outstanding job. Outstanding job. I didn't get in no trouble. I want no thug. I want no gangster. All that stuff that people idolize, I want none of that. As Guilty put it, I was the nerd. I really wasn't that smart. I was smart, but I was lazy. So I want a nerd, but I was like a geek. Halfway. I was like a geek. You know what I'm saying? I watched Dragon Ball Z and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Stayed out of trouble. So that was because of my mom. So I have no problem in admitting that. She did an outstanding job. But I do wish that it would have been a dominant. Yeah, my granddad was there, but you're talking about a generational gap that he just couldn't relate to everything that I was doing, or at least it's almost the equivalent to, you know, old school owner operators trying to give advice to the new guys who got e-laws when they was running paper laws and sniffing coke. It's just too big of a generational gap for them to understand each other. And that's how I feel like me and my granddad. Yeah, he could give me the basic information on when he was 20, but that was 20, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it just was harder for him to relate. Again, not taking anything away from him. Great granddad, you know what I'm saying? You know, great father figure for the most part. But when it's just certain things, people who grew up without dads know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna try to dance around it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I get to that age, or excuse me, when my son gets to that age, that's when I really want to be there. I mean, really, I'll be there way before then. But, so that's why I feel like now, and I always felt like, you know, before I lied to myself and went local, no disrespect to local fathers. I'm not taking anything away from you guys by no means, or shaping the imagination. But, that's why I feel like it's okay for me to miss some things now. the everyday, you know, hang with dad, I'm okay with missing that while he's 3, 4, 5, and part of 6. By the time he gets 7, 8, I'm gonna be there. Every practice, you know what I'm saying? I just did not feel like staying at NBI for a long period of time would have gotten me there. I feel like staying at NBI, I probably would have missed more stuff than if I you know, stayed over the road and eventually become an owner operator, become a business owner. It's on blurry. Focus on me. There we go. So that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. That's why I feel like I'm okay with being OTR for right now. It's not a long-term thing. It's an investment in my son's future. That's the way I look at it. It's an investment in my son's future. It's an investment to make damn sure. Because being local, I couldn't be so sure, because it's just, again, you're doing so much just to keep up with the everyday lifestyle that, you know, for me, I can't. Some people who are better with their time, more mature, more intelligent, so they can do that and be home. And me, to be away and have all the time to focus on the future and investments and things to that nature benefits me more for my journey. But all of our journeys are different. So I'm not so much disagreeing with Guilty and what he said about, you know, not being there. But I'm just saying I just have a different approach to it. You know, like what he said about, you know, your kid may not want your trucking business. Your kid may not want this and want that. That's fine. My son don't have to be a truck driver. My son could be like, Dad, I want to be a male stripper. Well, son, you know what? Hopefully you don't have your dad's body, for one, because you ain't going to make a lot of money. And 2, Dad has this amount of money in this account for you to do whatever it is you want to do. Dad not going to let you blow that on no dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you come to me about what you want to do with it, I need you to have a business plan, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes that your dad did. But you can do whatever it is that you want to do. That's really why I'm doing this. When I speak about a certain lifestyle, like I say, it's for him. My life is over. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm sacrificing, so he won't have to sacrifice, and my grandkids won't have to sacrifice. They won't have to go out here and really do anything or work for anybody that they don't want to work for. That's why $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year is not enough for me. But for my son, it'll be just fine, because he'll be set up. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that lifestyle when you're debt-free and a path has been laid for you. But when you playing catch-up, it's just not enough. It's just not. So I have to sacrifice the time because I'm playing catch-up. I have to sacrifice, you know, the things that I would like to do at 27 because I'm playing catch-up. I'm trying to change my family tree. I'm trying to change the mindset and the ways of my family. I don't want my son to live like me. That's just what it is, man. That's how I feel. So, and like I said before, I don't want him to feel like he'll have to go to anybody's college or any man's military, you know what I'm saying, to be successful. Because really, as a young black man growing up in America, that's really all you feel like you have. Don't nobody tell you about trades until you're like 22. All you think you have is a college degree or military. For real, if we're gonna keep it a buck. So I'm just trying to prevent that for my son. That's why I feel like being OTR is worth the sacrifice. Me grinding the way I'm about to grind is worth the sacrifice, and me being away. So hopefully he appreciates it. I know he'll appreciate it. I know for a fact, because if he's emotionally built like his father, he's going to appreciate me being there in the important years as much as I miss my father the important years. So that's what that's what it is. As inconsistent as I am and all over the places I am, he won't, because I'll be there. Period. So that's how I feel, man. As always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking. Gone.